Trump might be the best thing that ever happened to America, but not because of his politics, according to this black woman. It's because he exposed what we ignored. He didn't create division, he revealed it. However, I'll let her go ahead and tell y'all how she views it.
I got an unpopular opinion, but I think that Donald Trump might be the best thing that ever happened to America. And I'm not trolling. Hear me out. See, I didn't say that because I support his politics or praise his policies. I said it because for the first time in a long time, America is being forced to look at itself in the mirror, and it's extremely uncomfortable. Ugly, messy, but necessary. See, Trump didn't invent division, racism, or greed. He just ripped the bandage off the wound that the country has been pretending doesn't exist. And in doing so, he made people who were asleep finally wake up. He made people start asking real questions. Why are rights being stripped away? Why is truth under attack? Why are so many clinging to power when the rest of us can barely afford rent or mortgage? See, this is not about loving or hating Donald Trump. This is about understanding that the chaos that is Trump exposed the fractures in our foundation. And sometimes you got to break it to rebuild it stronger. And now maybe, just maybe, we'll finally have the discussions about race, history, class, democracy that everybody's been avoiding for decades. So go ahead and go drop a comment. Agree, disagree with me, educate me, whatever you want. Because if we don't talk about it now, when will we?
Amen to that. When will we ever be able to have the conversation within our community? Donald Trump directly put a mirror in the face of America, for sure. This is the reason why I personally believe the deep state and legacy media and everybody is terrified of him. Trump might be the best thing to politics, not because of his policy or politics, I'm sorry. I mean, might be the best thing for America, but not because of his politics. This separates Trump personality and policies from his impact as, how do I say, media's number one target. You know, and I think it's necessary that people realize that this shakeup was for the benefit of America. I mean, he's exposed everything with Doge. He's exposed what's going on with the border and everything of that nature. He's exposing really just how Biden and the last administration could have done more, but didn't. I appreciate this message from this woman right here. However, Ice Cube said he was excluded from Oprah and The View due to his views. Despite attempts, hosts and guests blocked his appearances. He said whether you agree or not, it's silly not to talk or debate.
But I've been excluded. I've been excluded on Oprah. You know,
on Oprah.
You know, I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Why?
Well, a few of the guests just really didn't like where I was coming from. So, or a few of the hosts, I mean.
So why would you be doing this of all interviews? I mean, you could do an interview with anyone. You're doing an interview with me. Obviously, you're going to take abuse for doing that. Like, why would you do that?
Because I think it's silly not to talk to people. I think whether we agree or not,
right?
That has nothing to do with it. You know, it's like, this is what it's all about. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. And you know, I've been shut out.
Wait, that sounds like right-wing extremism and whataboutism.
But I've been shut out, you know. But I've been.
This right here is sad. This right here is super sad. I mean, to a degree, I totally understand and feel him. He's under a bigger microscope, obviously. However, just in my personal life, I totally relate to this. Just trying to have a civil conversation, just create civil discourse between somebody who's on the opposing side. However, it seems like the left, all they want to do is push you out, shut you up. You know, Ice Cube also went to the Biden administration with the Black Contract for America, and he didn't get a chance to sit down with the president. I think he just spoke to his secretary, and they told him he'll look at it. But Donald Trump actually gave him that ear. And right here, Tucker Carlson, I can't wait to see this full interview. I don't know if it's been out. I can't tell if it's an older interview or not because I see the Compton poster behind him. However, I can't wait to see the interview to see, you know, the layers of this because I too totally understand, and it's sad. It's just sad. Conversation, free speech. It's sad. Why? It seems like the left all they want to do is cling to power for whatever reason. They don't want to be challenged at all. Somebody put, even though he's a legend in the game, he's still part of the problem, perpetuating gang life, causing division with the East-West and his views on women. I know he grudges people, but he's been in rooms. Don't let O'Shea fool you. You heard what Dre said, and he will do to him with a broomstick. What? I mean, I ain't saying he ain't had no good points in there. I'm going to take a like from Cube. Today was a good day. Represent his old record. Anyhow, Stephen A. Smith comes out swinging against Jasmine Crockett, constantly opposing President Trump, with no solutions to back it up. This has always been my personal problem with the Democrat Party. It's like, hey, stop attacking the man. Come up with give us a solution. Give us a reason.
I've listened to Jasmine Crockett. Both AOC and Jasmine Crockett are welcomed on this show. I respect the hell out of both of them. I'm not here to disrespect anybody. I'm only talking about what strategy is going to work. When I hear Jasmine Crockett talking about how I'm just against all things and everything Trump, is that legislating? Isn't it an obligation that you have to come up with something? If the other party is in office, you have to go from thinking that you're going to get what you want if your party was in the White House, and instead transitioning to how can I work with the other party to get some of what I want, because I know I'm not going to get most of what I want because they won the election. I've listened to Jasmine Crockett. Both
Hit right on the nail of what Ice Cube was talking about. Basically, he's saying, hey, you discluding everything Donald Trump's saying. You're not willing to have a conversation or willing to propose any sort of solution. What do y'all have? Somebody wrote, he makes sense, though. I understand what he's saying, and I think he's correct. Yes, we have two different parties, but compromise will go a long way for Americans. Not illegal criminal aliens. That's non-negotiable. But for whatever reason, the Democrats don't want to compromise. They rather throw temper tantrums. And this is what's happening in our community. Now, this is something else that's been going on. Quote, people don't look like you in Trump's cabinet, therefore he's racist. But then these are the same people that if Trump goes, hey, man, you know, I employ black people, I know black people, or da-da-da, they're going to tell you, saying I know black people is racist itself.
Hello. So, how do we start this nonsense? So let me give you a little background why this is coming from. You're assuming that diversity represents me. So, are you telling me these diversity hires, this clown show, represents my interests because some of them look like me? You're telling me this transformer represents my interests? You think it represents me? Is that what you're asking me? Because when I see this cabinet, I'm seeing human beings, right? I'm seeing human beings who represent me. As an American, I feel very, very well represented here. Also by this guy running for governorship in Florida. That's my guy. And it's not because he's black. It's because he serves his country and loves his country. Now, let's move on. If you're going to talk about diversity, can we talk about this guy here, this African-American man? That you all hate him? An immigrant just like me. An African-American just like me. He represents my interests. And he doesn't look like me. Can we talk about the cackling hyena known as Mamala? She did not freaking represent me. Let's talk about Obama. Barack Obama, why? The racist of America. The racial divider of America. You want to talk about him? You think he represented me? Nuh-uh. He did not represent me. Never has represented me. Yes? So, in a nutshell, I am not a color, don't see people as colors, and diversity hires don't represent me. Are we clear? All right. Deuces.
I know that's right. I know that is right. Man, what is her IG? What it say? Okay, so it's the Polycrats. This is her official channel?
So,
okay, yeah, I'm going to follow. Yup. Polycrats, _. politic man, look, politicrats. There we go. Make sure y'all follow her. Nah, but she definitely hit it right on the nail. Come on, man. Why does everything have to be about a color? And then if Donald Trump puts somebody on his team, like a Ben Carson in his first term, or, you know, Scott Turner in this term, oh, it's the pick me. You can't win with these people. They pick and choose. Elon Musk, my favorite African American right now. However, most people are going to look, he's not African American, he's white. I mean, he's coming from Africa. This is the type of rhetoric that is normalized. This is the type of approved racism.
But I got a question for the streets. White people, why can't y'all stay out of our business? You hate us. You don't like us. Oh, we make everything about right. Why can't you stay out of our business? In a grocery store, at the mall, at the mall. Why can't you just stay out of our business? We could be talking to the person. We could be doing our own transactions. Here you go. Why the hell are y'all so damn nosy when it comes to black people? Or are y'all just like this in general? Like, is minding your business not a sport that y'all practice growing the hell up? Y'all got the answers for every damn thing except for minding y'all goddamn business. And then it got to the point where you could be talking to the black community like, this is FUBU, by us, for us, and here y'all go. We don't want to hear from y'all. It's not about you. It's more to life than you. I know you seeing that now because you becoming the minority. Why can't you mind your business? Never got me.
Become a minority. Now, misspoke. She didn't necessarily say anything explicitly racist. That's actually in the very next clip. So I want to make sure I clarify that. However, you can see her gesture towards white people is that, look, y'all ain't got no say-so on what's going on over here at all. You know what I mean? But from where I'm sitting, why is it that we're allowed to speak on white people all the time? White people in the system holding us back. It's the white man that's doing this. It's the white girl that's doing that. It's the white lady that da-da-da-da. All white people are racist. These C words and all this other stuff. Somebody said, apparently, anyone who isn't black is all up in her business. I literally avoid all people when I am out. Black people included. Nothing to do with how anyone looks. Just trying to get in and out of the store so I can get on to better things. Somebody says, I usually smile a lot when I'm out, but I go about my business. Somebody says, I literally avoid all people in public. Somebody says, she's talking about nosy white people, which is a real effing problem. Black people generally mind their business. Really? What about all the clips that I see of white people minding their business, white kids minding their business, and getting beat up by a group of black kids? Oh, you can't just classify all black students like that. See, this is what these conservative react. Hey, it's multiple clips. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I've seen, at least in my time, at least in this last 2-3 year period, I've come across at least a good 12 to 15 clips. Now, it's bad for both sides if this is happening. No group of a particular ethnic background should be attacking any other ethnic background under any basis. Somebody put up under here, Metcalf should have minded his business. Now, this right here is what I wanted to say. It's racist.
Well, in my view, what makes it different is that they are white South Africans.
Why is that racist? She didn't say anything. She just said it was different because they were. Because she's basically saying because they're white South Africans, they shouldn't be afforded the same treatment. That sounds a lot like what we evolved from.
Well, in my view, what makes it different is that they are white South Africans. The president, in my view, has not hidden his racism behind a bushel. In fact, you know, in his policies, whether it's removing government workers or, in this case, admitting white South Africans while denying refugee status, asylum seekers from other countries, principally Central and South American and Black nations, to come into this country. And so I think that, you know, this policy, while it's not surprising in this action, really speaks of the underlying message in this that disrespects and shows disdain for people of color while embracing these Afrikaners now, and also expediting the process by which they can come into the country while denying that same process to other refugees.
I'm not going to go through the statistics again. However, just look up how many brown people were afforded the same process in the last, let's say, 6 years. And you clearly see that that's not true. Obviously, for those years, Trump wasn't president, but somebody says, let's focus on policies, no blanket accusations. Unity and equal opportunity for everyone is what our country needs right now, which is goes back to the very first clip of the black woman talking about he didn't create the division. Here's an amazing clip where this black man says, Democrats had me believing y'all were racist. I've been so welcome, MAGA. Thank you.
Hey, man, I'm sending this message out to all the Republicans. As a former Democrat, I just want to tell y'all, thank you, man. Because y'all proved that all that was lies, man. I have never been so embraced, so valued, so welcomed. Like, man, Democrats over there thinking that y'all over here racist, you feel me? Trying to hang motherfuckers. And I really appreciate the fact that I have yet to experience a percentage, a inkling of what I was told about Republicans. I'm mad at myself because it took me this long, man. Hey, MAGA, thank you.
Hey, man. I will say it was a similar experience for me as well. I was embraced with open arms, and my view on what the Republican Party was quickly changed and evolved once I actually decided to make that switch. Yeah, we did hit a smoke detector chirp. Y'all be safe. Please go check out somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life, man. Also, let me know in the comments. Tell me something you got going on this week that you are proud of. Tell me an accomplishment from your son, your daughter, your grandchild. Just talk. Let's celebrate somebody today.